Some players in the NBA have been better than advertised and even overtaken their teammates. And to highlight these players, we're going to be discussing the best player on every team to start 2025. There will be some controversial selections as this is solely based on this season alone. To start the video off, we look at the Houston Rockets, as the Rockets have had a great start to their 2025 campaign as one of the younger teams in the NBA. Many players have played well, and they look to be one of the deepest teams in the NBA in terms of pure talent on their roster, but their most talented player seems to have some competition for the one spot. The player that is playing well enough to compete with Alperen Sengun has been Fred VanVleet, and although I am going to give Sengun the edge here, VanVleet has been pretty good. Last year, Sengun had an all-star case due to his very similar playstyle to Jokic, and for the most part, that has carried over to this year. And he is clearly the team's best player as he is continuing to be a do-it-all center, although his assist numbers are down. The Lakers have two players that could be in the MVP conversation in LeBron James and Anthony Davis, but Anthony Davis simply has been so dominating on both ends and really anchored this team to a point that any argument claiming he isn't the best player is insignificant, as the reality is AD is the best player for the Lakers. The Timberwolves' best player in 2025 is Anthony Edwards by a wide margin. Same case for Cade Cunningham and the Pistons and Giannis of the Bucks. If you were to ask anyone before the season started who the Pelicans' best player would be, there would be a lot of talk surrounding Zion and probably DeJounte Murray, as there was real doubt that Brandon Ingram would even be on this team. To start 2025, Brandon Ingram has been their best player, as he has been the only one consistently in the lineup, and he is bringing all-star production, proving he is their best player right now, and at the very least, playing his trade value up. The Brooklyn Nets were a very surprising team to start, as they had arguably the best backcourt 2 weeks in, as Cam Thomas and Dennis Schroeder both started the year hot. Momentum for the Nets has died down, but the production of Cam Thomas certainly hasn't, and he is the Nets' best player. If you asked me who the Cavaliers' best player was before Tuesday night in Boston, I would have said Darius Garland, as he has been the model of consistency for the team to start, as Donovan Mitchell has been very inconsistent so far, but Tuesday eliminated any belief I had in Darius Garland being the team's best player. Evan Mobley deserves some love, but ultimately not overthinking it and claiming Donovan Mitchell as the one-seeded Cavaliers' best player is the right claim to make. What De'Aaron Fox has done recently only solidifies him as the Kings' best player of 2025, even with DeMar DeRozan playing well and Sabonis being the do-it-all player he is. Paolo Banchero has been out for a while now with an injury, and since then, Franz Wagner has been playing amazing basketball and leading the depleted Magic team to an above 500 record, making it easy to say to this point Franz has been the best player. Norman Powell had a case to be over James Harden, but James Harden has been the glue to keeping the Clippers team alive despite missing Kawhi, making him the best player without much hesitance. The 76ers have Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Paul George. Yeah, all three have been hurt and haven't looked great when healthy. Well, Maxey has been good, but Jared McCain has been on such a hot stretch that it is fair to say he has been the 76ers' best player in 2025. Never thought I'd say that right now. I mean, I really don't even know what to say about the 76ers at this point. I mean, they've been so bad. I'm going to go in depth on them on the next episode in case you missed it next Monday at 3. But yeah, Jared McCain's been their best player, I gotta say. And it's literally just because the other three have not played. And Paul George and Joel Embiid have not been good when they've played. Tyrese Maxey, he'd honestly be the best player if he didn't get hurt. But right now, Jared McCain. Injuries and the Memphis Grizzlies seemingly go hand in hand, but that does not mean Jaren Jackson Jr. hasn't been able to lead the team without Bane and Ja. Triple J has improved in every aspect offensively and has been vital to keeping the very injury-riddled Grizzlies competent in the loaded West. Jason Tatum is easily the best player for the Celtics. Outside of Week 1, Curry clears everyone on the Warriors. Victor Wembanyama is an easy answer for the Spurs. SGA is easy for the Thunder. Same goes for Jokic on the Nuggets. RJ Barrett has been amazing for the Raptors, as Scotty Barnes has hardly played, making RJ the best player right now. LaMelo clears everyone on the Hornets for the time being. The Trailblazers don't have anyone deserving of the crown right now. The Utah Jazz have an all-star that has dealt with injuries, and they have been a horrible team, but John Collins has actually revitalized his career so far this season and is easily the best player on this Jazz team right now, which is something that was not on my bingo card. Staying with horrible teams, the Washington Wizards have a player that used to get clowned for horrible shot selection and for being a cone on defense, but this year he has been their best player in a career year. averaging 21 points and 5 assists on the best efficiency of his career while being one of the league leaders in steals, showing how underappreciated Jordan Poole has been this season. He may actually have some serious trade value now. Jalen Brunson has struggled to start this year, but new acquisition Karl Anthony Towns hasn't, and Cat looks to be the clear-cut best player for the New York Knicks in the 2025 season. Again, something I didn't really think I'd be saying. Luka Doncic has really underperformed this season given expectations, and the amount of respect I have for Kyrie really makes it a debate for me as to who has been better. At the end of the day, this isn't about who is a better player, it is about who has been the better player this season. And Kyrie just beats out Luka in my eyes. Now watch Luka average 35 points all of December. The Suns were 8-1 with a healthy KD, and now that he has been out, we have went 1-5 without him. Pretty easily the best player. Oh wait, correction, we're actually 1-6 without Kevin Durant now. And we went from the 2 seed, 3 seed, whatever seed, to down to, where are we now? Let me actually check my phone. We went from the 2 or 3 seed to the 7 seed. Just since Kevin Durant got hurt. Not great. Bradley Beal's been out too, but Kevin Durant's the more impactful player there. It's going to be a long season, I very much fear. Let's go, Suns. Lock in. Tyler Hero has outperformed Jimmy Butler this season and has been the Heat's best player. Trae Young may have more competition than we believe off first thought, but he has still been the Hawks' best player so far. Tyrese Haliburton has been horrible this season, and although Benedict Mathurin has a case to be claimed as the Pacers' best player so far, what Siakam does consistently for them makes it pretty hard to argue against him being known as the Pacers' best player in 2025. And the last team we have is the Chicago Bulls. I feel that these two players both need a lot of recognition for what they have done this season, as I, for one, was ready to give up on both of them, and with their contracts, it was likely they would rot in Chicago. But both of them have played their value up so much that it is very likely they get moved at the deadline. Player number 1 is Nikola Vucevic, who is putting up numbers close to his All-Star days in Orlando, and Zach LaVine is showing he can do more than score, but when he is trying to score, he has been very efficient, which has been the biggest annoyance of him offensively. And because these players have impressed so much, I'm honestly just going to give them co-best players of 2025. So yeah, Nikola Vucevic and Zach LaVine are your co-players of the year so far for the Chicago Bulls. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Obviously, we're going to be coming out with the worst players next week on Friday, so make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss that, because I guarantee you there's going to be some all-star caliber players in that. If you're completely new to this channel, we do a weekly recap called In Case You Missed It every Monday at 3, the latest episodes on the screen, and we specifically break down if the Warriors are contenders or pretenders, because their start has been great, and as you can see, they are the 1 seed in the loaded Western Conference. So, is it a fluke? Is it not? I guess you should click on the video and find out. Y'all stay safe. Have a good one. Bye.